The cold is a thief. It does not smash the door, but enters through 1,000 unseen cracks. Goran feels it in the marrow of his bones. A deep, gnawing chill that the fire in the cave mouth can no longer defeat. He stands on the limestone overhang, his broad shoulders hunched against a wind that carries no scent of rain or prey. Only the dry, sterile gritted dust, the 3 full cycles of the moon's fading light. The sun has been a pale, sickly coin in a sky the color of a fresh bruise. The world, once a symphony of greens and browns, is now painted in monochrome. A fine grey powder coats every pine needle, every stone, every patch of fur on his mantle. It is a soft, silent suffocation. The vibrant pulse of prehistoric life has slowed to a faint, desperate murmur.
This spirit of
Back in the shelter, the clan is a huddle of quiet dread. 10 of them. Taylem, the old mother, her face a roadmap of seasons, runs a coarse finger along the cave wall, tracing the ochre outline of a great bison, a memory of a hunt from a time of plenty. Her eyes are clouded, not with age, but with a deep, unsettling confusion. She has seen long winters, winters that stole the weak and the unwary. But this is different. This is a theft of light itself. The children, usually a chaos of limbs and shrieks, are subdued. They lie close to the fire, their dark eyes wide, watching the grey flakes drift and die in the flames. This is the new reality for these early humans. A chapter of profound uncertainty in the long, unwritten saga of hominid history. The hunters return with nothing. Their spears are clean, their hands empty. The herds of steppe bison and the colossal shapes of the woolly mammoths, the great Pleistocene megafauna that are the bedrock of their existence, have vanished. They have moved on, chasing a sun that no longer shines here. On his last scout, Goran passed one of their old butchering sites. The snow, usually stained red for weeks, was a clean, desolate grey, disturbed only by a faint lithic scatter of flint flakes, ghosts of a feast. The silence of the forest is the loudest sound he has ever known. He meets Kaelan's gaze across the flickering firelight. No words are needed. The unspoken trust that binds them is now a conduit for shared fear. The stored strips of dried meat, once a comforting reserve, are now a cruel measure of the days they have left. Foresight is a bitter gift. He sees the end of that supply, and he sees nothing beyond it. The choice is not yet upon them, but it is forming in the shadows. A decision as cold and sharp as a shard of flint. Endure this, or move, starve here, in the home of their ancestors, or walk into a grey, unknown world in search of a miracle. The last strip of dried meat is gone. It is chewed slowly, shared between the youngest two. A sacrament of their dwindling existence. The hunger that follows is a hollow ache, then a cold fire in the gut. Desperation is a catalyst. It cracks the shell of routine. It is Kaelan who speaks, her voice a dry rustle of leaves. She does not speak of the now, of the endless grey. She speaks of the before time, of a story passed down from her mother's mother, a story of a journey taken after a fire ate the sky. She speaks of a place where the earth itself breathes warmth, where steam rises from cracks in the rock and the snow does not stick. A valley of life, hidden in the mountains. For the younger hunters, it is a children's tale. For Goran, it is the whisper of a gamble against the certainty of death. This is the essence of hominid history, a tapestry woven from memory and necessity. The choice is made in silence. To stay is to die. To leave is to possibly die. The second option contains a sliver of movement, and movement is a form of hope. They pack what little they have, spears, their points crafted with the deadly elegance of the Moose-Terrian traditional legacy of knowledge in each faceted edge. Hide scrapers for processing a kill that may never come. 2 precious bundles of embers, cradled in moss and clay, the scenes of future fires. They turn their backs on the cave, on the painted walls that hold the spirits of their dead. They are a fragile procession of ancient humans stepping off the edge of their known world. The journey is a slow torment. Each step is a negotiation with exhaustion. The greatest grinds under their high trappings, lying their feet. The old mother, Taylan, is carried on a makeshift litter, her mind now the most valuable tool the clan possesses. Her faded memories are their only map. This is altruism at its most fundamental, an expression of kin selection where the survival of the group's knowledge is paramount to the survival of the group itself. On the third day of the march, a new scent cuts through the sterile air. It is the rank smell of a predator's hunger, as sharp and desperate as their own. A cave lion, its ribs stark beneath a matted coat, shadows them from a ridge of volcanic rock. It is not a mighty beast of legend, but a gaunt, starving opportunist. Goran signals for the clan to bunch together. The children in the center, the 4 hunters form a bristling perimeter, their flint-tipped spears held low. There is no roar, no heroic charge, just a tense, silent assessment across the grey expanse. The lion sees not individual prey, but a wall of sharpened points, a collective will to survive at it, in its own weakened state, cannot afford to challenge. It lets out a low, frustrated growl and melts back into the rocks. They do not relax. They know it is still out there, a fellow traveler in this new, impoverished version of prehistory. Watching, waiting for a moment of weakness. The Valley of Warm Breath is still just a story. The lion is real. The change comes not as a sight, but as a scent on the dead air. A sulphurous tang. The earth soams our breath. Goran halts the column, his nostrils flared. Beneath a thin layer of ash and frozen soil, a faint warmth radiates through the worn hides on his feet. He presses a hand to the ground. It is a knife. Hope, an instinct more powerful than reason, pulls them forward. They climb one last, brutal ridge of shattered rock, their bodies screaming with exhaustion. And then they see it. Below them, nestled in the mountain's gut, is a gash in the world's grey skin, a valley, wrapped in plumes of white steam that rise like ghosts into the oppressive sky. Patches of impossible green moss cling to rocks near hissing fissures. A stream of dark water, free of ice, carves a path through the valley floor. It is K.I.Elan's story made real. A memory that became a map, a miracle forged from geology. This is the long, slow process of human evolution in action, not a sudden leap, but a weary, desperate crawl toward a possibility. They descend into the wall. The relief is so profound it is painful. The clan members press their hands, their faces, to the heated stone. A silent, reverent communion with the living rock. They find a shallow cave, its back wall warmed by a deep geothermal vent, its mouth overlooking the valley. This will be their home. But survival is a relentless series of problems to be solved. The great beasts are not here. This compressed ecosystem is a world in miniature, populated by fleet-footed mountain goats and skittish, longhorned ibex that dance across treacherous scree slopes. Their old methods of hunting the coordinated, exhausting chase across open steppe are useless in this vertical landscape. The sanctuary is also a prison, and its walls demand a new kind of thinking. Their well-honed survival skills must now undergo a radical adaptation. For days, Goran simply watches. He is not just a hunter. He is a student of this new world. He notes the animals' trails, the predictable paths they take from the high pastures to the stream. He sees how they leap from ledge to ledge. He sees a bottleneck, a narrow pass between two steaming fissures. Here, a chase is not needed. Here, surprise is the weapon. Intelligence, not endurance, will grant them life. They spend a day preparing. 2 hunters hide among the rocks on one side of the pass. Goran and another take a high route, moving with agonizing slowness to get above and behind a small herd of goats. There is no grand charge, just a sudden cascade of rocks, sent tumbling down the slope. The startled animals bolt, not away, but along their trusted path directly into the narrow path, directly into the waiting spears. They kill one, a young male. It is a fraction of the meat a bison would yield, but it is more than they have had in a month. They carry the prize back to the warm cave. As the scent of roasting fat fills the air, a new kind of quiet settles over them. It is not the silence of fear, but the focused, watchful calm of a people who have met the end of their world and found a way to begin a new one. Embosomed echoes. The story of this clan does not end with a victory, but with a reprieve. They survived, not by conquering the volcanic winter, but by outthinking its consequences. They are a single data point in the vast, unrecorded field of anthropology, a testament to the resilience of our human ancestors. In the grand narrative of human evolution, it is these moments, the desperate gambles, the adaptation of ancient tools to new problems, the reliance on a grandparent's memory that form the true engine of change. The rock walls of that valley will never be found by the trowels of archaeology. The memory of their journey is lost to the wind. Yet, the blueprint they followed is etched into our very DNA. It is the instinct to trust the collective, to bank knowledge in our elders, and to meet an insurmountable problem not with brute force, but with a new idea. Their struggle, fought in the long twilight of a forgotten age, poses a question that echoes in our own complex world. When the sun vanishes from our sky, will we remember that our greatest tool for survival has always been each other? This is the chronicler. Our past is not a destination to be visited, but a current that flows through us. What rises from the ash is not what went in,